I'm sorry, you guys. I'm so sorry because, I'm like, I'm so sad and I always still look like this. I mean, I don't understand. Like, they still look like this too. And I just don't get it. Like, I just want us to be great. Like, why can't we all just be great? Okay, I just wasted a lot of tissue. I think you get the point. Our hallways are not looking the way we're supposed to. Last week, we talked about proximity, and we will review the definition of proximity throughout this lesson, but this lesson, we're most likely going to be focusing on hallways. Today's lesson will be focused on hallways. Like I stated before, we will be reviewing the definition of proximity because proximity and hallways go hand in hand. On the next slide, you will see the objective. Teachers, please take a moment to pause the video at this time, have a student read the objective out loud to the class before moving on. Many of you, myself including, spend a lot more time here at school than at home. And it is the job of everyone to ensure a safe environment for all. And that means by making sure when we are in the hallway, we are following the correct procedure. To finish the rubric pages, please collect all rubrics from students and return back to them next week when they actually do the practice portion. Did you know that more than 47% of students who said that they have been bullied stated that it happened in a hallway? In the next slide, you will see an image, and the image shows the various locations in which students have reported bullying. Teachers, please take a moment to pause the video when this image appears. I would like for students to answer the questions on their rubrics. Where does bullying happen the most, and where does it happen the least? The least. After students have had a moment to answer these questions, you may then resume the video. From the image that you just viewed, you should have noted that again, over 47% of students reported that bullying happened in the hallway or stairwell. And even at White Oak, we don't have stairwells, but we got halls. And less than 3% of students reported that it happening somewhere else in school. I don't know where that somewhere else gonna be, but that's what they stated. Now, before we get into the procedures and a little bit more key terms about hallways, I had the opportunity to ask a couple of your classmates what they thought about hallways. Check out these interviews. Describe in one word how you feel when you step out into the hallway.
I describe it as pushed, stepped on.
In one word, describe how you feel when you step into the hallway.
Like parents.
In one word, describe how you feel when you're walking in the hallway.
I feel like
What side of the hallway do you think you should be walking on?
left, the right, and in the middle.
What side of the hallway do you think you should be walking on?
Probably in the middle.
What side of the hallway do you think you should be walking on?
I think we should walk on the right side.
If you had to take the entire 6th grade and describe them as an animal when they're in the hallway, what animal would you say they are?
This one right here.
And what type of animal is that?
A giraffe, because their legs are longer than their left to one.
If you had to describe your grade level as an animal when they're in the hallway, what would it be?
A cheetah and a turtle, because some of them go really fast, like running, and some of them go slow.
If you had to describe 8th graders when they're in the hallway as animals, what animals do you think they would be and why?
I think 8th grader would be like rhino, because
have to give advice to the sixth graders about how they should be in the hallway, what would it be and why?
Respectful and don't push nobody.
What advice would you give seventh graders about walking in the hallway?
To walk and talk slowly, but walk fast if you want to go get there faster.
If you had to give advice to eighth grade about being in the hallways, what would you do? What would you say?
Stay out of people's way and get to class on time.
Do you get to class on time?
Yeah, I do.
You get to class on time all the time?
All the time.
The main thing you want to remember about hallways is that you're keeping a professional distance between each other when you're walking. Teachers, at this time, please pause the video and review the definition of proximity for students. The next slide will show us all that definition. There are essentially 5 steps we will take when we are in the hallways. Step number 1, we will always walk to the right. Think of yourself as driving a car in traffic. We always drive on the right side of the road. Step number 2, make sure you leave room between yourself and someone else. You want to avoid physical contact at all times. Step number 3, if someone is in your way, say excuse me and ask, may I get by? Step number 4, if someone accidentally bumps into you or makes contact, say, excuse me, even though that they may have been the one who initiated the contact in first. It's always polite to just be the bigger person. And the last step, number 5, if you see a person that's familiar to you, smile, greet them and say, hello, or what's up, or hey. You want to make sure that your greetings are not overextendedly long or disrupts the flow of the hallway. Most importantly, we do not walk in the middle of the hallway. That's a big no-no. Teachers, please take a moment to pause this video and have students restate the purpose back to you. It's really important that students understand the 5 steps before practicing. Now that we all had an opportunity to restate the 5 steps and procedures of being in the hallway, I want to take a moment to check for your understanding. In the next slide, you will see an image of students in a hallway. I want you to note out loud to the class, or one by one, or however your teacher decides, what do you notice about the picture? For example, what do you see that the students are doing correctly? What do you see that the students are doing incorrectly? Was it effective? Is it not effective? Teachers, take a moment to pause the video at this time and have this discussion with your students. Do I look like Selena, y'all? Y'all didn't know Selena was my twin. Come on, la flor, la flor. Okay, just kidding. Well, now that we all had an opportunity to have the discussion, we are now going to have time to practice. Teachers, this is where your creativity can kick in. Students may choose to stay in table groups and role play being in the hallways. You can actually take your entire class out into the hallway and practice walking in the hallways, or you could choose another game or activity of your liking. What's really important is that at the end of your practice time, students need to complete the rubric stating what was effective and ineffective about other students' examples of being in the hallway. I will be collecting these rubrics next Friday, I believe November the 4th, if I'm not mistaken. No, 3rd, I don't know. I'm going to collect it next Friday. I will send you an email reminder as to when that date will be. I would like to give a quick shout out to Giovante, John, and Dulce for helping me make this video great. If you would like to participate in this video, all you have to do is just stop me in the hallway and let me know, and you can be a part of my next video. Also, feel free to watch this video at your own time at home. It's on YouTube, guys. Come on, make me YouTube famous. Teachers, I need you to make sure that every student has today's rubric. The title says Rubric Hallways. This rubric is essential throughout today's lessons and next week. Today, you'll only be able to understand the procedures. Next week, you'll have more time to practice. Teachers, if your students do not have time to, I want to challenge each of you to continue to practice proximity and the procedures of hallways when you are in the hallways. If we all work together to follow these procedures and steps, I'm pretty sure that we can make White Oak a safer environment for all. Thank you. Bye.